The catastrophe that unfolded at Gallipoli in 1915, known to history as the Gallipoli Campaign, did not begin with trenches, landings, or the grim stalemate that would define its memory. Rather, it began with a gamble at sea, a bold, controversial decision by the Allied powers to force the narrow straits of the Dardanelles and strike directly at the heart of the Ottoman Empire. By late 1914, the First World War had settled into a brutal impasse on the Western Front. The armies of France and United Kingdom faced the entrenched forces of Germany in a line of trenches stretching from the North Sea to Switzerland. Efforts to break through had failed at enormous human cost. In this climate of frustration, political and military leaders searched for alternative theaters where decisive action might be possible. Attention turned to the east, where the Russian Empire struggled against both Germany and the Ottomans. The Ottomans, having entered the war in late 1914 on the side of the Central Powers, controlled the Dardanelles, a narrow but vital waterway linking the Mediterranean to the Black Sea. This strait was Russia's lifeline for supplies and communication with its Western allies. Its closure by the Ottomans threatened to isolate Russia economically and militarily. The most forceful advocate of this plan was Winston Churchill. As First Lord of the Admiralty, Churchill believed that naval power, long a cornerstone of British strength, could achieve what armies on the Western Front could not. He proposed a daring operation. A fleet of British and French warships would sail through the Dardanelles, neutralize Ottoman defenses, and reach Constantinople. The naval assault began in February 1915 with long-range bombardments of Ottoman fortifications guarding the entrance to the Dardanelles. These initial attacks were cautious, probing the strength of the defenses. Warships fired from a distance, attempting to silence coastal guns while minimizing their own exposure. The naval assault began in February 1915 with long-range bombardments of Ottoman fortifications guarding the entrance to the Dardanelles. These initial attacks were cautious, probing the strength of the defenses. Warships fired from a distance, attempting to silence coastal guns while minimizing their own exposure. The pivotal moment came on March 18, 1915. On this day, the Allied fleet launched a full-scale attempt to force the strait. Battleships advanced in waves, bombarding Ottoman positions while minesweepers attempted to clear a path through the treacherous waters. The French battleship Bouvet capsized and sank within minutes, taking hundreds of sailors with it. British ships such as HMS Irresistible and HMS Ocean met similar fates. Others were severely damaged, their crews struggling to maintain control amid chaos and fire. The failure of the naval assault revealed critical flaws in Allied planning. Chief among them was a profound underestimation of the Ottoman defenses. The Allies had assumed that sustained bombardment would neutralize coastal guns and allow minesweepers to operate safely. In reality, the guns remained a constant threat, preventing effective mine-clearing operations. The failure of the naval assault did not end the campaign. Instead, it marked a transition. Allied leaders concluded that the straits could not be forced without first securing the Gallipoli Peninsula itself. This led to the planning of a large-scale amphibious invasion. The Gallipoli campaign highlighted the resilience and effectiveness of the Ottoman military, often underestimated by its adversaries. Under leaders like Mustafa Kemal, Ottoman forces demonstrated skillful use of terrain, rapid response to landings, and high morale. The failure at Gallipoli had far-reaching consequences. For the Allies, it was a costly defeat in both material and human terms. The campaign resulted in hundreds of thousands of casualties and failed to achieve its strategic objectives.